Hey everyone, it's Steve Passanelli with Tech Savvy Agent. I'm here in Orlando with Ken Granger, the founder of Arranging Pixels. How you doing, Ken?
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. If you didn't know, Ken Granger is actually the creator of the Tech Savvy Agent blog. So I wanted to take advantage of this opportunity when I was sitting here with him to kind of pick his brain and get some tips on lead conversion and a little information on SEO. A lot of agents have actually figured out how to generate the traffic on their website, and that was a big concern over the past couple of years. How do I get people to my website? But now a new problem arises. Now that people are there, how do I convert these people into legitimate leads? So we want to pick Ken's brain about that today. And Ken, why don't you get started?
Sure. So a lot of agents are really starting to embrace the idea of creating content and driving traffic to their website through long tail searches, blog posts on their WordPress websites, and they're bringing traffic into their website. WordPress has been an amazing way for agents to be able to do that because it's easy for them to generate the content. The search engines love it, and the traffic is now starting to come into the website,
right.
And the problem is becoming conversion.
Right. All right, Ken, so now you have the traffic. Why is conversion such a problem?
Well, I think most people, when they design a website, they spend a lot of time and attention and focus on the homepage and trying to create good content, good call to action, good graphics on the homepage. Well, if they're doing a good job about blogging and good job with long tail searches, many of those people, visitors, aren't coming into the homepage. They're coming in deeper into the site, and they may not get a chance to see the homepage.
Right.
So when you've got a blog article there, they may have great content in the blog article, but the lead capture piece is missing because most agents will put that on the homepage or on property search pages.
Right.
They're not near the content that the people are coming into the website.
Yeah, so it's basically too much of a focus in a single area. What you're saying is we need to spread that focus out to get the lead capture pages on the landing page that they come in on?
Correct. So, and we're not even talking about creating custom landing pages. We're talking about the pages that you're generating all this great content.
Inside.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, there's tons of great content inside of the website, and people are reading it, and there's no way for them to engage back with the website unless they click back to the homepage.
So, the next question seems pretty obvious here. What should they be putting on these web pages to generate these leads? What call to actions should agents be using?
Well, first of all, they shouldn't do the generic newsletter. Sign up for my newsletter basically just says sign up for spam. They've got to create a call to action that's specific to the type of person that came into that web page. For example, if they're blogging about a community that they sell a lot of homes in, and the article is about, geared towards buyers, their call to action should be geared towards buyers.
Okay.
So their call to action should be about property search. In fact, if your plugins and your property search will allow you, list properties that are available in that particular subdivision, maybe that you're blogging about, with call to actions that say for more information about this property, if you'd like to view property, listing inquiries, those types of things that are specific to that blog post. So use the sidebar to put call to actions that are appropriate to that particular post, whether it's buyers related or sellers related.
Do you know, are there any preset sidebar call to actions that you know of, or what do you usually create?
So there are a lot of sidebars and widgets and stuff that you can plug into WordPress that will kind of make this a magical thing.
Okay.
However, they're very generic, and they're not going to speak to the specific audience that you brought into your website. You've done a lot of effort in baiting the hook and reeling the fish in. If you put a very generic call to action on the sidebar, you're going to lose that.
Yeah, you have no net.
You have no net, right? You got them to the boat, and then they fell back in the water. So you want to make sure that that call to action is very specific to the page that you're on. And that's going to take a lot of thought to create, but you can probably use that same call to action over and over throughout your website. So you may want to give a free report.
Okay.
And if you're giving a free report, make that report look great. Don't just say for a free report on buying properties in Orlando. Make that report look great. Make it look like a fake book. Make it, if it's 15 pages, tell them that it's 15 pages. Make it feel like something of substance so that they're going to want to register and download that report.
And that's where most agents usually fall down. They get them there, and then there's nothing of value on the other end. People hate going on the internet and filling out their email address. That's why people have specific email addresses to sign up for some of the free products and to win the car and things like that. So it needs to be good, right, for someone to really provide their email address and want that information.
Absolutely. It's got to be an item of a considerable perceived value. Some of the great tools out there you might want to look at, like Market Snapshot. That's great lead capture form. If you throw that over in the sidebar, that would be an appropriate thing to do. So you want to make sure that those call to actions are specific to the area, and they entice someone to want to put their contact details in. And then the next question is, what kind of contact details are enough, and what do you require?
So what do you find? I mean, should they request to make sure they have the phone number, or is it just the emails? Okay?
I think that you should ask for the phone number, but not require it.
Okay.
If somebody does commit to giving you their phone number and it doesn't have a little red star next to it, they're a pretty serious lead.
Right.
And more often than not, that's going to be a real phone number as opposed to fake digits. How many times have you gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a lead capture form because it was required?
Right.
But I think at bare minimum, in order for you to start building an effective database, you need to ask for their first name, their last name, their email address, and phone number. And the only 2 required fields I'd suggest would be the first name and the email address. This way, based on whatever you're putting, whatever your database system is, you can address them by name. You've got their first name in the database, etc. So at bare minimum, require that first name and email address.
So if an agent needed help with their lead capture systems, where can they go?
Boy, that's $1 million question. I think it's really going to depend on what your database management software is. So I think that's the first place that you would want to start is what is my database management and what tools do they offer to me? Okay. A lot of database management companies will allow an API or some form generators in there that will either make it easy for the agent to be able to create those lead capture forms, or for a tech company like ours, we would be able to go in there and interface with their backend. But the most important piece is that we get the data right from their website into whatever database management software that they have. We don't want it just lingering out there in an email where it requires the agent to go, to double type that data back into their backend. So look first at your CRM, your database company, and see if they've got some tools that will help plug and play into the website. And if not, maybe they have an API that a design company that can interface with, and we'll be happy to help you do that.
And the instant deliverable is key, right? So no one goes on the internet to get information tomorrow. They go on the internet to get it right now.
Correct.
So keywords like using instantly receive your free buyer's guide or your first-time home buyer's guide would be a keyword to put in there for your call to action, correct?
Absolutely, that or a free download, something that makes it seem instant. And you always want to give that deliverable through email. You don't want to send them to a link on your website where they can download it. You want to actually deliver that report in the email, because then that confirms that we've got a valid email address for that person. You're much more likely to have a legitimate lead.
That's a great suggestion. Any final thoughts or notes that you'd like to share with the audience?
Well, I think it's really important that everybody measures what's going on their website. So we're doing a great job of bringing traffic in, right? And we need to measure how much traffic's coming in versus our lead capture rate.
Right.
So look for areas of your website where you've got a lot of traffic but not very good lead capture, and focus on those areas first. So you can't manage what you don't measure. So start measuring those tools. Use great tools like Google Analytics to see what's going on, and start at your weakest area of your website first. More often than not, it might be your blog.
Great. Well, I'd like to thank you for spending a little bit of time here with our audience today, and hopefully we see you soon.
Yep, appreciate it. Thanks.
Thanks, Ken.